we arrive at video number 5,225. So some basic meanings for this number can be strive for love and peace and from worry. Center are south and north above, with east are west and east below, versus north above and west and north and southeast. Absorb the new word of the unaided quest of the craft. Spiritual experiences can be pure and exalted, or veil the spirit of the initiatic transmission. Northeast and above are northeast against above. Worry about peace and love, what you are striving for. And in the scripture of this age, we have Al-Quran, Surah 52, Ayat 25. وَقَبَلَ ala ba'din yatasalun. And so the mutual advance, the mutual engaging, the mutual inquiry. And this is in the context of the day of resurrection, and we can look at these things by whatever. The context that I'm of this number symbolism is that you're responsible for what you do with this number symbolism. How you pick apart any particular element that I bring up, the context thereof of some of these things. I'm going to. So yeah, it's all going to slip away about us all having separate eternal goals, and we're going to. So, verse 5,225 in Al-Quran is Surah 68, 8, 14. Ankana dhamalin wabanin. And so in a similar context, people are going to see something a little bit different, right? They're going to see that they're going to see as oh, well, I don't, because I'm wealthy. Look at how much family I got. But things are beyond that, right? These 5 verses from Tanakh and this one verse from Bibilia, equal that in the Aramea. It equals that in the Greek. But so Leviticus 13:59 renders something like, "This is the law of the plague of leprosy, and a garment of woolen or linen, either in wrap or woof, or anything of skins, to pronounce it clean, or to pronounce it unclean." And some people are saying that if a certain person gets reelected, or well, if he doesn't get reelected, we're going to know that the disease is just going to go away, and let's see if they've actually made such a decision, or they're going to allow us to have a cure, because it's like, oh, okay, you've obeyed. It's like, well, if they really have a cure, then I wouldn't trust them one bit, because if they're making this about this. But 1533 renders something to the effect of, 25 years old was he when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Jerusha, the daughter of Zadok. And is it KZ instead of Z? Is it Q instead of K? But I do know that there are no J names, so that's one thing that we can look at there. There's more important issues, but we're going through this stuff quickly here. Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, where's Ecclesiastes chapter 2, 26. For God giveth to a man that is good in his sight wisdom and knowledge and joy, but to the sinner he giveth travail to gather and to heap up, that he may give to him. That is good before God. That is also vanity and vexation of the spirit. And Song of Solomon 6:9. As LDS, I was told that this book is inspired. I don't know if any book in the Bible was, but it contains revelation and inspiration. And why inspirations of revelation? Although they're both spiritual things, it's not, oh, I got some ideas somewhere, and no. Inspiration is supposed to mean something more than that. It's kind of lost a lot of its meaning in English. So Solomon's Song, chapter 6, verse 9. My dove, my undefiled is but one. She is the only one of her mother. She is the choice one of her that bare her. The daughters saw her, and blessed her, yea, the queens, and the concubines, and they praised her. Sometimes you wonder about the translation of that, because are we referring to somebody who's not the first wife? Are you referring to a mistress? And, well, the prophets didn't have mistresses. And you find that if you look back, it turns out the rabbis were trying to make themselves look better than the prophets. So they attributed things to the prophets that were disparaging. But doesn't it say in Isaiah and Jeremiah and some other places make clear that these Kahanim are were the enemies of the prophets? But Judaism started following the Cohens and the rabbis. But anyways, Zechariah 14:17. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. Wasn't there a verse that mentioned the Lord of hosts? And would that be about? But anyway, John, the final biblical verse here that we're going to have here is John 3:35. The Father loveth the Son, and hath given all things unto his hand. And me with my Gnosticism programs, I pointed out that the whole Father-Son thing is symbolic, but some more general meanings here. We have a fully aware human who knows their inner divine self. And it's not that we're somehow gods, although people believe that, but it's the part of us that refers, that manifests the divine qualities. Whether you want to connect that through through yoga, or whether you want to identify with these qualities and bring them out in Tantra, it amounts to about the same thing. You really can't tell the difference really much one way or the other. There is a difference between Tantra and yoga, but it's not what people think. Stonehenge is a very evil place where people were sacrificed to the demons. Well, The people that are living are responsible for the spiritual energy of a place. No matter what was done there before, it can be turned into a different sort of house of worship or that sort of thing. But if we turn it into some haunted thing that we're afraid of and all this other stuff, it can feed the place, right? I live in a town full of losers. That's why I have been antisocial. Well, no. No, whenever anybody says that, no, it's not. They can be social without supporting certain things. I knew that One Direction was not singing about me, of course, because my parents are dead. A lot of people think, I walked by a celebrity once, so that song must be about me, or I lived in an area where they did. We didn't personally interact, but they would have known about me, so they must have written a song about me because it relates to me. There are so many people like that out there. You have so much light. The plants grow towards you. Simulation theory proves evolution is not necessary in this reality. Sometimes there's things like that, but does it prove that it didn't happen? Your judgment on me will become your own reality. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Isn't something like, oh, don't have opinions. No, judge constantly. But be careful how you judge others. And I stopped judging and started loving everything and everyone. Well, all beliefs and all actions aren't equal, so let's not be indifferent to that. Believing that grace comes from Jesus is the false prophet, pure blasphemy against the God of the Old Testament. Teachers is the worst TV show I have ever seen. I don't know if I've ever seen that show, but that's a phrase that came up. Bind the tobacco devil and break his fiery darts, for our breath is life, and you steal our winds. What would any girl be able to do with me right now? I don't like referring to anybody who's hit puberty as a girl or boy. It's kind of demeaning. And really, I think that's part of the problem of society, is that those who are young adults, well, just refer to them as adults. You could throw in the young, but we need to start holding people responsible and treat them respectfully. Who is responsible for planting the seeds? Oh, who is responsible for planting the seed of all the problems that exist in the world today? They are using black magic on me to try and deceive me into believing that they love me. Well, you can define black magic as something other than just harm, and white magic something other than just benefit. But the super moralistic definitions of black magic, I think, are, yeah, I don't think we should go into those. I do not like the creator of this place because it is all messed up and people are awful. Chasing nothing but numbers for nothing of life. Well, people's choices. If we're created in a realm where we're not forced, don't blame it on the creator that there's some sort of problem with what we're doing with it. As I say with these number videos, you're responsible wherever the information is from. You're responsible for your beliefs. You're responsible for what you do with it. Trying to get away into the night, and then you put your arms around me. Without a doubt, in the end, we will come together. as one are spin out of balance. When it comes to some individuals, that's certainly the case. The only way to be invulnerable is to be completely vulnerable. Yeah, you can believe that, but it's a poor maxim. Allah's young pharaoh, a black supremacist, and he's serving Poseidon, who is white. Well, Allah means God as a noun and verb. The Arabic singular and definitive word for God. But that would imply that they're not worshiping other than God. So, and if Poseidon's a separate entity, and Poseidon's limited to being white, and but you hear these black Muslim things, which it's a title. They're not really Muslim. So yeah, Romans are trying to pray through Mary on Mars, and Muslims are praying to Alalu, a Saturn Kaaba. Well, again, the ridiculous conspiracy theories people have. The arrangement at Mecca involves the entire psychology, the entirety of the sevenfold processes. The cube is the mental construction of consciousness, which refers you to the ground of reality of yourself, the correct way to look at God. You deal with your shadows. There's duality to deal with. You're enacting a lot of interesting things there. But people trying to pray through Mary and Jesus and saints and stuff, yeah, that is polytheism. And oh no, Saturnal is like, so? Oh, well, I guess the next one is, oh no, it's not me who types these things. You've been forewarned. Don't be just a keyboard warrior. A strange race from Western Asia with alien souls mixed with humans. People look up their racist conspiracy theories. Metatron is the guardian of souls ascending to heaven, where they see Voltron. I don't remember Voltron in any Kabbalistic writings that I've seen, Christian, Jew, whatever, New Ager. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, but somebody looked it up. Azazel is going to have fun torturing the Jew in hell. True dat. March 21st, 2012. And if people look hard enough, they're going to find something here. If there's enough people watching any of these videos, someone's going to find something very important about that date. Maybe they had maybe one of their children was born or something. And if anybody has anything further to add to this or any number symbolism video that I have done, well, comment and question how you will.